I'm Chad with Liquid Lawn, and let's talk about your grass growing in some shade. Now, shade can be beneficial or it can hurt. My biggest recommendation is grass thrives with 6 or more hours of sunlight. That's about your good baseline. Anything less than 6 and it usually becomes trouble. Now, I see grass grow in 4 hours or sometimes even less, but usually once a fungus or an issue occurs, it's hard for the grass to recover. So I like to say to people, sometimes the grass has enough sunlight to grow, but not to recover from a damaged area. So that's why I like to see areas with 6 hours or more of sunlight. Anything less, when we get into the summer, it can constantly stay wet and not get enough light, which create fungus and root rot and other issues like that. Also, when you have a tree that's smaller and it slowly grows, the grass actually can adjust to that. So you might have a tree that grows very large over the years and the grass is still alive underneath. And one year you get chinch bugs that wipes it out. You may not be able to grow the grass back there again because it's slowly adapted to shade. So I see that a lot with people wondering, well, grass grew there before. Why can't it grow now? Because the tree is constantly getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Now, best thing you can do is thin out the inside of the trees here and raise the canopy to get more light. And that's something you should do every few years to increase sunlight. Sometimes you have areas like the side of your house, two-story houses next to each other, and there's nothing you can do to add sunlight in there, especially the direction you're facing. It's going to be extremely tough to grow grass. And I always like to tell people, if you've resodded the area 2 to 3 times and the grass still isn't growing, it won't. You may have to adjust and create landscape. And that's the same with these trees. If the grass is not growing around the base of the tree, I recommend to make it a bed. The area where the grass is growing thin and not thriving, make that area a bed. There's plenty of great plants like Asiatic jasmine, shell ginger. Those are shade plants and they will do fine in these shady areas. So unfortunately, sometimes if you can't create more sunlight, you'll have to adjust and re-landscape.